League where Apex shows up and Envy looks so strong, but this time it looks like they are going to try and rush down Ivy. Quick trade coming, actually ByAli just hitting all the shots, Neo helping out. That's 3 headshots in a row for the Polish player. Gonna leave Happy alone without the bomb and in a 1-on-5. Moses, explain that to me.
That's actually just a huge stack from Virtus.pro. It's a very good read. Probably more than likely doing their homework because they had Snacks there, they had ByAli there, and they even had Pasha pushed up. So any success that Envy had could have just been shut down at any moment, and ByAli, he just makes it unnecessary for that many players.
So what can you do if you're Happy? You've got a Kevlar vest, no helmet though, you've got a Glock in hand, and about a minute to try and kill 5 members of the opposing team and get the bomb plant down. It's not even going to happen here. Taz ends up getting the frag. Now, if you are new to this game, we want to introduce you to 3 tools you need to know to watch the game more efficiently. In the top left, we've got what's called a mini-map. It will show the position of every player on the server. That's not something the players can see, only we can, so we know what tactics they're running. We also have the X-ray function, which you can tell there's a blue outline. If I switch that off, then I can't see players through the walls, but with it on, I can. There's also the scoreboard that tracks kills, assists, and deaths, and how much money they have, which is vital, because more money means more guns. Now, let's get back in the game here with a 1-0 lead for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and speaking of the money, because they lost the pistol round, you can see there's only more pistols on Envy's side. They have upgraded them, they are the stronger pistols, but they're not able to afford the SMGs that Pasha has, which makes quick work of Apex.
Yeah, now the SMG there, it's a slightly inferior weapon to the M4 that ByAli is carrying, for instance, but it does yield a bigger kill reward. So they're just trying to use these sort of slightly worse machine guns to get more money for later in the game, and that's obviously fine. So it looks like they're going to try and get into the B-bomb site. We've got Taz and Neo on the site. They don't actually have that many grenades. There's a Molotov there on Neo to try and buy time, though.
ByAli is going to be on a quick rotation over, though, when this execute eventually does come into play. And unfortunately, there's only one flashbang on the side, and that nade is perfect. Devil gets a great view of it.
Wow. I don't think we've seen a grenade that perfect for a very long time. Must have slightly headbutted him, but ByAli gone down, and Pasha sneaking up close. Oh, the knife. He's going to try and stab him, and MBK out of the round. That karambit knife deep in his back, and now Pasha picking up one more frag here. Currently a triple, and it's going to be a quad kill for the legend, making it 2-0.
Should say, when we talk about the money that you can make in this game, a knife kill nets you $1,500, a standard kill gets you $300. So he's made so much money. On top of that, the SMG even gives you a bonus, so you get 600 off those kills. So the amount of economy that Virtus.pro just put in their bank simply from Pasha alone is massive. That's going to help out so much moving forward into this match.
And it's critical because when you're on the CT side, you need to buy a little bit more equipment. There's that diffuse kit. Your rifles are also a bit more expensive. It's so much more difficult on the CT side to build up any kind of an economy. So we'll see how that's going to play out later. But now they get a bit of breathing space because Envy just have no Kevlar vests again. They have some upgraded pistols, but this is just a round that's almost sort of a throwaway.
You can see how aggressive Snacks is playing. This is a little bit dangerous if they spot him out. They can be able to swarm him with inferior weapons, but this close up, it's helping gather information. He can hear the sound cues above the ladder. He can communicate that over to his teammates so they have a general idea of where all the Envy players are, where the attack possibly could come from, and that helps with all their defensive stands.
Oh, and look at that. You said he was being aggressive before, and then he decides to go up the ladder, and he's going to find Happy. A little bit more coming in. I think Neil had already tagged up NBK, so he was a bit low. And now Pasha with some wild spray coming out. Not quite going to connect, and Apex will take him down. So at least 1 kill going in favor of Envy. And in fact, that will be all the kills they get that round. So 3-0 early on for Virtus.pro. How would you rate these first 3 rounds for the Polish side? Are they doing all right?
It couldn't have gone much better. The pistol round is a clean sweep. The knife and the 3 kills from Pasha gains him so much money. He's down at 0 now, but he can drop what he's more than likely dropped weapons overs to his teammates, and you can see how much they have built up behind that. So they can sustain for multiple rounds moving forward. Now the challenge for Envy comes. This is where Virtus.pro gets so tough to stop. When they have all these nades, they get very aggressive at that outer train yard that we've seen towards the A bomb site. They push up, they deny any kind of control, any kind of presence for the offense.
We got Pasha with the rifle, but in fact it's ByAli picking up the shot there on Happy. So quick kill coming in early in the round. And this is the first time that Envy have real rifles to try and deal with. You see Pasha sort of almost guessing that Apex is jumping on the other side, but an interesting fight here is going to be Kenny versus Pasha. We've been talking so much about Kenny and his current form, where he should be and where he might be headed once again. We'll get a chance to see if that's going to happen. Pasha will take down his teammate Apex, and Kenny not quite going to get the shot. And right now, Virtus.pro, they're playing 5 versus 3. Do they need to fight?
Not at all. With two-man advantage like this, they can just fall back, and you've seen Pasha do just that. Falls back towards the bomb train. Bialy is still very aggressive towards ladder room. This is because it's such a disadvantage, and you can see here, NBK has to land before he can take any shots. The inaccuracy is off the charts when you're just falling down like that, so he has a huge advantage with that kind of a fight.
Yeah, having to climb down the ladder while trying to fire your gun is just not a fun time at all. Devil a little bit confused, but he picks up the kill there. Pasha with a good return on Kenny. And now 1-on-4 for Devil with 22 health in about 30 seconds. Ooh, even almost getting tagged there. What are you hoping to accomplish if you're in this situation?
Devil's just thinking he wants to be able to save this AWP for his team. Very low odds of winning that in a 1-on-4 with only 20, 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that is a sick shot from Pasha. Picks right out of the air. And he gets another one as well. So Pasha used to be the sniper for his team way, way long ago. And it seems like he's coming back to it.
We've got, what is that, one of Pasha's own tweets?
But he tweeted himself.
I like that. Yeah, has obviously a huge fan base, a huge following, and he seems to be quite a lovable guy as well. Moving into the 5th round, we've got Tech9 and Armor, so they've actually spent quite a lot of money in this round, and they're going to get the opening frag. Neo might get overrun as well. The pace, the speed behind the French team here, out in the courtyard quick, and we're in a 3-on-3. This round seems to be better than their current rifle rounds, and maybe Virtus.pro can keep it under control. They've currently got the bomb dropped out there. Pasha also picking up a kill with that sniper rifle. And that will be another round for Virtus.pro. Moses, is there some logic to that kind of a rush with the Tech9 with the armor, or is it pure madness?
There's a little bit of logic to it. One of the keys to being the offense on this map, because it does heavily favor the defense. And as the offense, one of the keys to winning is to keep the economy of your opponents low. And by the way, EnVyUs has done a terrible job of that so far. They're losing very much in that category. But that armor pistol buy, if you can get some kills, if you can force the CT team to rebuy some of those M4s, the AWP, you can start eating into their economy. So moving forward into the future, you're not going up against as staunch of a defense.
Well, already I think Apex wasn't actually shot by anyone, just grenade damage so far, and he wants to push up, but there's that Molotov, and as he's waiting patiently, and like a gentleman on the other side, Pasha, not so much the gentleman, gonna end up taking him out quickly. So now they're trying to push into B, and Taz a little bit out in the open. I'm surprised they're not just fighting him, but they do get into the bomb site, but still giving up 2 men to try and get in there. The bomb is not even down yet, and the rotation is happening, especially Snacks is moving in from behind, so great shot there from Kenny. The Devil goes down, and it's a 2-on-4 right now. A lot of trouble heading their way. Kenny looking for the opening. He's trying for one more shot, but there's Snacks coming into play, walking up from behind, and Virtus.pro win the round again with 3 members staying alive.
You can see Virtus.pro was very comfortable letting them get into that B bomb site. They said, go for it if you'd like it. They had a 2-man advantage. No reason to try and force the issue and lose players when you don't need to. So they just patiently awaited till all their teammates arrived. They essentially had a 4-on-3 at that point over in that bomb site. So it was very, very easy to defend it once EnVy made their move.
Well, again, we have Tech9s and Armor, and I don't think, have we even seen a single bomb plant here in the first 6 rounds?
No, not one, and actually the kills even for the EnVy side. We mentioned trying to limit the economy. There's only 7 kills in 6 rounds for the EnVy side, so this is actually turning into quite a nightmare. They're going to have about 1 more gun round left in them before they're going to need to call a tactical timeout and get something figured out, because this half is, I mean, it's Virtus.pro's running away with it at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think EnVy are used to being treated this way. They have limited experience being overrun as badly as they are, but right now they are getting back into it with the pistols. They seem to be more adept with the pistols than they are with the rifles. We're in a 2-on-2 right now. Taz spraying, and he will take down Kenny, and now it's all on Happy, and he's 1 bullet away from death. Doesn't really matter what they hit him with right now. He's going to be out of the round, and they're setting up. They know the bomb is out there. What can Happy do?
I mean, he's with such low HP, it's going to be so difficult to win this against 2 opponents. And this outer bomb site that he's looking at right now, there's so many places with all these different trains, so many corners you have to clear. If he can get 1 more kill, they've already done a good job of forcing some rebuys on the weaponry, but he's not even going to check. Neo with the big flank comes around the side. So Huge start for Virtus.pro, 7-0, and this is that last chance for EnVy before. I mean, once it gets to 8-0, you have to think they have to definitely pause and say, our game plan hasn't worked so far. We need to change something up.
And EnVy, you can see there is a little bit of a conversation going on. Happy there on the corner. Used to lead the team. Now, lately, they put the job on Devil. What does it mean? You know, you're a new leader in the team, and now you're faced with this?
Especially a new leader who just came from the semi-pro. He has never had this professional level experience. So that's a lot of faith that EnVy is putting in him, and perhaps just saying, we need to figure something out, because they were in a slump before this. So maybe just saying, we'll go for the miracle here. Although, what is this position with Pasha with the AWP? That's a very close angle to have.
It seems like normally you'd keep the sniper in the back and the rifle player close, so that if the sniper misses, the rifle player could take over. This time it really seems like if Pasha misses a shot, there's a good chance he'll just be out of it. A good little creep coming in there from Apex, and he follows up with a strong kill there. Now Pasha wants to get it back in, but he misses the shot. And you did point it out, you called it early, Moses, maybe not the best position. And as a result, they've lost 3 and returned no kills. So finally, the Frenchmen are in the server, they're in the game here. It's Taz and Bialy left, and it's a 2-on-4 now. They should be able to win this round. In fact, if they can't, you got to think there's almost nothing that could do it for them. Bialy up here, picking up a quick shot on one. Secondary spray coming in and taking down Apex. Oh no, it's all on Bialy. He's in a 1-on-2 and turning around and will be taken down by NBK. There was a brief moment where you thought maybe it could go wrong.
Maybe he could have done it. One more kill. I mean, just beautiful work to even get him back into this, but EnVy's got to be so happy. They've got to be thanking Virtus.pro at the moment for their first round, because Virtus.pro switches things up. They try and get more aggressive than they've been in this whole half, and EnVy's able to get a couple free kills out of it. That aggression that Virtus.pro comes out with completely backfires. So this time you'd expect Virtus.pro, they're going to go right back to what got them that 7-0 lead, a little bit more passive, go for some early picks, and then just play even more passive, force EnVy into a disadvantaged situation, and then they have to commit to a bomb site.
And they have 2 sniper rifles, and more than that, you said, you know, maybe they'd be playing it a bit more passively, but they do have Taz pushed up all the way on this side. He's actually playing around the smoke and waiting for EnVy to walk in. We'll see if this is going to pay off. NBK coming around the corner, and you see without the X-ray, not that much to see if you're Taz, but he still picks up the shot.
Yeah, and Happy's got to get that trade. That is such an important detail that Taz is able to get away with only 13 HP. If Happy's able to get that pick, that at least even things out. It spreads the defense a little bit thin, and they have more options available to them. Now it's just got to feel a little bit depressing that you're not able to do that.
We'll see if they can make up for it out in the yard. Kenny missing a flick, and those are the sort of flicks they need him to hit now. He does check and see someone's up there, and he will pick up Bialy anyway. There's a good kill. Devil coming through and taking out Pasha, so they're making it back. Kenny with a second kill, and that's going to be Snacks and Taz left. EnVy finally starting to make their mark on the round here. Third kill coming through from the French sniper, and Taz going to be going down. They take over that round in spite of the fact that they lose the early engagement. And Virtus.pro, after winning 7 in a row, suddenly they lose 2 here.
They rotated very aggressively towards that inner bomb site. You could see Neo put himself inside the choke point, which is very easy to block off with the smoke, so he couldn't get involved in the action. Snacks was stuck above the ladder in a very confined room, so he also had nowhere to go once he gets 1 kill. And even Pasha was pushed partially down Ivy, which also, I mean, he's looking the complete wrong way. So just some positional errors out of Virtus.pro have given him 2 rounds. And finally, this is the economy punish that we talked about. EnVy has depleted the money that Virtus.pro built up in 2 rounds. So now they're just going up against pistols, 1 shotgun on Taz. So it should be an easier round for EnVy, but Taz is going to try and make that difficult.
Oh, he's moved up past the smoke. This is not a place where the counter-terrorists normally occupy on the map. Normally, terrorists are supposed to be running around here, so they might not expect it. He's playing right on the edge, and you could sort of tell that they are maybe thinking that there's something might be up. He did go aggressive last round, so it's not completely unthinkable. Getting close now, the shotgun, and oh, what? NBK surviving all those pellets.
Even the dink, you can hear the armor, the bullets ricochet off of it. Taz has got to be a little bit confused, and there's the follow-up from Happy. A 5-on-3 now from EnVy, and you can see them relocate on the map. It is going to be Happy coming down the lower ramp, trying to be aggressive. A nice pop flash on a Bialy. The Devil spotted him.
Well, Snacks and Pasha are left, and I don't think there's much they really can do. You could tell that EnVy are sort of dialed in now, and they have so much better equipment than the remaining 2 Polish players do. Also making a lot of noise here. Devil trying to go for the fight, but Snacks was running in there. Does get a kill on MBK, but in the game of Counter-Strike, audio is definitely a really big factor. Most used to be a professional player. I mean, how much does it really matter? You can hear footsteps, you can hear people zooming sometimes with the sniper rifle. Are these things important features?
They're huge. Any information that you can gather is massive, not only to your own play and your own positioning, but they're also things that you can pass along to your other teammates, so you can start to get an idea of where your opponents are at. You kind of start building a map in your head of where all your opponents are on it, and from there you can make better decisions in terms of your team-wide tactics and your decision-making. So you know where to rotate, you know which bomb site has less players at it, and any kind of sound you hear goes into that.
Now, Virtus.pro have picked up rifles. Again, we see 4 M4A1s. There is also an M4A4 that doesn't have a silencer, and that's also key. Different teams have sort of different preferences, and we see Virtus.pro so far choosing all the M4A1, and then the sniper rifle there on Pasha. Very limited on grenades. See if that's going to be a problem for Virtus.pro later on.
It will be, because now Envy knows if they just play a little bit more patient at the beginning of this game, you know, the nades are going to start running out. They have to have a good idea that the economy for Virtus.pro still isn't that strong. So when the executes come in, there won't be any counter flashes to slow it down. There won't be any fire in the choke points that will block Envy from being aggressive. And it looks like NBK wants to apply a little bit more pressure here, and he might do this to just try and bait out any more nades they have.
Yeah, getting a little bit in there. He's also keeping Taz and Neo on the bomb side, and now the push is coming down from the back alley, which suggests that we might end up in the A-bomb side after all, even though there was a lot of presence over at B early on. But the bomb still in the hands of Kenny, who's pushing out. He's alone, though, and now they've lost Happy and MBK. Kenny dies at the end, and Devil, the last man left here. 35 seconds, and he's going to go down to Pasha. So Virtus.pro win the round.
Both these teams so very good at playing with momentum as well. Very aggressive teams, and once they start getting onto a winning streak, it can be very scary. So Envy, on top of breaking that momentum or preventing it from starting, the economy, the way it works out, Virtus.pro just wins a round, and if they lose the following round, then any money that they were building up through those losses gets reset. There is a losing bonus. Every time you lose a round, you make a little bit more money, and that starts way back down at the first stage when you win and then lose a following round.
So that reset of money is definitely key. Not worried at all. MBK pushes out, but it's going to be Kenny and Devil to pick up a kill each as Apex falls. It's now a 3-on-3, and Snack's pushing through the smoke. That's something he's well known for, but oh my god, that's Kenny picking up a kill, point blank range with the sniper rifle to take down Snacks there, and now it's all on Neo. A veteran player in a 1-on-3, but look at who's walking up behind. It's Happy lurking, and Neo is no more. He does get the kill on Devil, and that'll be a 4th round here for Envy. Now, for any new viewers that we may have, people not used to the game, 8-4, but not all maps are equal on either side. What would you say here? What's a respectable scoreline for Envy? What do they need in terms of rounds to still feel competitive in this game? Against
any other team except for Virtus.pro, I'd say 5 would be pretty comfortable. But Virtus.pro, this is one of their best maps, and on their T side, that's where they can really make or break it, because they're so good at offense on this map that they can generally get more than any other team. So that's where you can see they're able to get 7 or 8. So Envy's still got to pile this up. They have to get towards 6, I think, at least 6.
Well, they're playing against pistols in this round, and so far they're doing a fine job. Kenny seems to have come alive, and no matter who in the world you are, that's got to be terrifying. Happy also helping out. Triple kill for Kenny, and a 5th round coming in from Envy. I do want to remind you that we're playing 15 rounds on either half, and it's the first team to get to 16 overall that will run away with the first map here. So, you know, Virtus.pro kind of halfway there, but they are also playing on the slightly better side. Kenny has got 13 kills right now.
And that's so needed on a map like this, where there's a lot of range, there's a lot of things you can toy with the AWP. And actually, look at this buy out of Virtus.pro. They have 3 shotguns, and we've seen the M4s, we've seen the SMGs, we've seen the sniper rifles. Shotguns especially are very good situationally, but you get them out of that one situation, and they are essentially useless. They're very good, as you'd expect, at close range. And this is a map that you'll have to see those players with shotguns get very, very close up to the choke points.
Well, Neo, anything but a shotgun in his hands, actually picking up the sniper, which is interesting. You know, we've seen it with different people now. Pasha in the beginning, and speaking of Pasha, utterly wrecking Devil down at Ivy, and that's going to be 5 versus 3 once again here. Kenny looking for the shot, trying to get his team back into the round. He's being flanked by Snacks, but he sees it coming, Great intuition coming through from Kenny here, turning around and picking up that kill. We're now in a 3-on-3. The bomb is really far back, and I wonder, did Pasha see that bomb? Because it's practically right outside of T-spawn.
Oh, I think he might have because he's still hovering, but it doesn't matter. Bialy and Pasha, last 3 kills go their way. That's a 9th round for Virtus.pro on a very sketchy buy.
Now, there is something weird about this game so far that we've seen. I don't think none of these rounds the bomb has been down. Can you remember the last time you've seen that? I mean, this is one of the main features of Counter-Strike is putting that bomb down and having the CT team defuse it. That's not happening right now.
No, which is actually, that is very incredible to go a whole half. So 14 rounds without seeing it whatsoever. Both the rounds that these teams have won have been so one-sided either way. It's been all kills, no bomb plants, no explosions.
Well, I guess we could just say welcome to Counter-Strike Deathmatch at this point. Just forget about the bomb and get the kills instead. Pasha, he gets a good frag. Flashes all over the place. He was about to die to one, but Devil gets flashed in return. And finally, it's NBK coming through with a good double kill. Happy also helping out, taking down Bialy. And now, Taz and Neo left and trying to make a crazy leap past. Happy gets himself killed. They're trying to see if they can maybe get Taz out in the open before backup shows up. Neo is in Pop Dog, walking in right behind him, but I think Taz spotted both players then, so that's such a lot of information to work off of. But Neo goes down, Kenny picks up the kill, he goes down to Taz, and now it's a one-on-one. The bomb is not down, he goes for the fight, and it will be NBK to win it. Triple here for the French player, making it 9-6 overall in favor of Virtus.pro, but not one single
CT side.
Well, we're gonna see how it unfolds. We do have the pistol round here. So again, you start off with only $800 in the bank and you can't really buy that much. Some Kevlar vests, some pistols maybe, and look at the pace being set here. Again, byali opening up and taking down NBK. It's a good start, but look at Apex hitting that headshot. He's trying for more, but they're gonna run him down. The Glocks, they have 20 bullets in them. You can shoot them all day long. Snack's gonna get overrun somehow. Looked like he should have had the better angle there, and somehow we've ended up in a 2-on-3. The bomb is in control of Taz and byali, and they could sneak back out to A. What a strange round.
They tried to do something clever. It's not a path normally taken towards that inner bomb site. It's a very creative pinch to try and confuse the defense and get into the B bomb site, but EnVy read it well. They've already rotated over, but unfortunately, Virtus.pro, they feel the pressure subside outside of this outer bomb site, and now they're just going to work their way here. And this, they don't know this yet, obviously. They don't see what we can see, what you see on the screen, but this bomb site is open, and if they plant now, it's going to be a very difficult retake for EnVy.
There are so many corners and so many angles, and just to remind you again, we just played 15 rounds in the first half where not a single bomb was put down. Now finally, we're gonna see one, so let's see if EnVy can retake this. They don't currently have a defuse kit picked up, so it takes 5 seconds to defuse, which means still, even with that, Taz has got to buy a lot of time for his teammate, or for his team here. 1 versus 3. He's up in the sniper nest, and they haven't checked it yet. He's going to shoot out the window and take a shot at Devil, and he'll be successful. Now it's a 1-on-2. Still down behind the train there. Taz taking a fight with them. He's going to get one more headshot in. It's now a 1-on-1. Taz looking for it. He's currently got the double kill, and Kenny's only on 4 health, and Taz, he just needs one single click to win this round, and Kenny's running out of time, and there it is. Taz going to be able to pick it up, single-handedly dropping EnVy.
That is an unbelievable performance from Taz, especially up in the ladder. You could see that room. There's nowhere for him to go from there. All 3 members know where he is after the first couple shots, and he's just got to hit some beautiful headshots at the end there. And it looked like EnVy was going to have that after that kill onto byali, because basically what Virtus.pro tries to do in that 2-on-3, they get the bomb planted, and then you try and, with all the different places you can play at that outer site, you try and lure them into a crossfire to where you're fighting a 2-on-1. And then you just play for time as that bomb ticks away, but I believe it was Devil got that kill onto byali, so that eliminated that idea, and then Taz with the heroics.
And I mean, again, if it wasn't a pistol round, if EnVy had had grenades, if they had had defuse kits, if they had had any of those tools you get later on, it could have been different. Maybe they could have found a way out. That's a very painful way to start the second half, and they are behind. They did need that good round with the pistol, because once you get the pistol round, you automatically get a couple of rounds more just because you have the better rifles like Virtus.pro do now. EnVy, though, Scout sniper rifle there, and also a Mag 7. What do you think of this buy?
Scout at the long range, the Scout is basically a weaker version of the AWP, which is that primary sniper rifle. The AWP is a 1-hit kill. The Scout is 2 shots if you hit him in the head. Devil misses that one, and Neo dispatches him. The shotgun, like we said, very good situationally. If Happy can find a way on this train, you can see him getting closer, but this is not optimal range. There it is. Beautiful shot onto Taz. He's going to go for more, but he's getting wrapped upon. But it's not coming that quickly. Neo decides to push way deep into the center train yard, and Happy's still alive.
See if he could pick up a second kill. byali's taking out 1, but there's Kenny actually showing up with the Desert Eagle, and that does a tremendous amount of damage as well. Happy pushing close, but he's going to get caught by Snacks. They get 2 kills at least. They didn't invest that much into the round.
No, but now this next round, EnVy can't really invest anything into it. It's going to be all the basic pistols, maybe slight upgrades, but Virtus.pro should have a much easier time here as well. No Scout, no shotgun, so none of those weapons that can make things a little bit tricky. And you can see the 3 MAC-10s, that because these provide bonus money when you get kills with the SMGs. They provide you an extra $300. So Virtus.pro early on trying to stabilize the economy, trying to build up as much money as possible.
Again, VP, they could play it slow, they could play it safe, and just make sure they don't give up anything in this round, but they're right out in the yard again. Neo did go down, but Taz is there to follow up, and Snacks running through fire. That's how hungry he is to get the kill, and maybe too much. Might have overextended that position a little bit here. Taz trying to see if he can bring it back, but what a shot coming out from Kenny. Straight headshot with the P2000 to take down Taz, and now Pasha is alone in a 1v3, so Virtus.pro, all the bravery and all the aggression. Was it too much, Moses?
It was very much, just way too far being aggressive across the map. That Snacks chasing things down, and Ivy running through fire. He's got no teammates with him. He gets so far spread out that it's an easy pickoff for 2 members of EnVy. And then from there, it's once they start salvaging the weapons. It's not the pistols that make that dangerous. It's not the number game. It's when they start salvaging the weapons that you drop. And you can see there's 2 AK-47s on the CT side, which is a weapon that's only available to the terrorist team. So now that they have these 2 AK-47s, it's going to be very, very tricky.
Yes, and unlike the M4A1s or M4A4s, which is not a one-shot headshot, how did Taz survive that? The AK-47 is a one-shot headshot, so there's a real difference between those rifles. NBK spraying through. I think you did see the boost. Pasha's gonna go down, and NBK just continuing again. He can't see anything through that smoke, so this is just routine and a lot of hours playing this game.
Should mention, this was a very aggressive buy out of Virtus.pro. They had 2 AK-47s, they had 3 Tech-9s, which are just upgraded pistols, and they were fully invested into this round. So, I mean, going up against all rifles on the Envy side of things, this has punished them. They don't have as many options available to them in the strat book, and you can see Envy is now starting to pick them apart, and there's really no more options for Virtus.pro.
It's a very interesting development here. I mean, 7-11 as a scoreline. Again, we're talking the first team to get to 16 rounds. It may seem like a big difference here, but it can turn around really fast, and you'll see why in the upcoming round when Virtus.pro, unless they can sort of turn this round into a win, they won't have any rifles, and Envy will have such an easy time. ByAli now alone, looking for the shot, but Kenny's going to take him out. I want to interrogate you about this, though. Top of the scoreboard for Envy right now is Kenny at 21. That's what we want to see. Now, then we go to Devil. How does that happen? He was playing well yesterday, but apart from today and yesterday, he's been under a lot of criticism, and I think rightly so. Is he starting to improve, you think, on the big stage here?
Yes, and I think part of it as the in-game leader, you know, it's got to be the rest of the 4 players that he's leading, that he's trying to direct around the map, are so much more experienced. They've won world championships. They have titles under their belts. So when you come in as a new player with no professional experience, it's going to take a lot of growth, not only in terms of your individual skill. This is sick work by Happy, just leaping over players. But he's installing a new system into this team. So as his teammates start getting more comfortable with that, it'll allow him a little bit more freedom individually.
Well, they finally do take care of Happy there. This is a round you definitely expect Envy to win, which is also why we're not making such a big deal out of the fact that he's getting all these kills, because that is really what he's supposed to do. They don't have Kevlar vests, and as a result, the rifles just chew right through them. But it still looked pretty impressive. A little bit of parkour, jumping down the stairwell there. That's going to make it 11-9 as a scoreline. Only a 2-round difference here. What should Virtus.pro do? How do they win a round here?
I expect them to do, you know, not necessarily what they should do, but Virtus.pro, what they're known for on this map is their very, very fast, aggressive hits towards the outer bomb site. They have a lot of nades in terms of flashbangs, Molotovs, smokes they can throw on the fly to eliminate certain defensive positions as being an option for Envy. And that's what this is their trademark, and they're going exactly for it. Kenny with the oppo. It's a very narrow alleyway for him. That's a perfect flash, though. Forces him away, but he finds it anyways. Pasha falls, and there's NBK for a second.
Great start right now for Envy. Kenny hitting a second kill, and they're sort of isolated on that far right corner. Grenade rains in and does a little bit of damage to ByAli. He's going to go down to NBK, which leaves it all on Taz. Flash is going to rain in, and they're just going to overpower him at the end. No one going down on the French side, and they are one step closer here. 10-11.
That is a sick round, and once again, it benefits from Kenny, that opening kill, and NBK with the follow-up. When Virtus.pro does these aggressive tactics, if they lose the first couple players, that takes the majority of the teeth out of the attack. The strength of that fast of a play is getting players pushed up down the train alleys towards the CT side of the map, towards the CT side of the bomb site, and having them start flanking some of the defenders, getting new and creative angles on them. If Envy's able to take those first 2 aggressive members of Virtus.pro out, then all of a sudden there's not really much that the next 3 players can do.
Well, they got the first 2 rounds in this half, Virtus.pro that is, and since then they haven't picked up a single one, so something needs to change here. It's been 4 in a row for Envy, as you could tell there on the scoreboard in the middle, so unless they could find a way back in, right now it's looking like a full Envy comeback, which considering how this started would be quite impressive. Neo putting up a smoke to try and help him get out, but Devil seems to be on point, connects with the shot down from the bomb site, and they're going to try and run down here, but I don't think they'll have much success. There's just too many rifles waiting on the other side, and even though he can't see a thing, he's going to try and shoot through. Even a team kill coming in, and ByAli picking up Pasha.
This round is going to be a big test here for Virtus.pro, what they decide to do. So Snacks is going to be the one with the AWP. Oh, Dust Moret, he was here during the first week, so he organized a Buffalo Wild Wings party, having a good time.
That is fantastic to see. And of course, a big shout out to all of you who are tuning in from Buffalo Wild Wings out and about. We do keep getting tweets and different pictures from it, so fantastic that you guys are engaging and having a good time. Now, 23rd round is coming up here, and we'll see. Snacks has got the AWP. Right now, he's bottom of the scoreboard for Virtus.pro. This could be a way back in if he can win a fight with Kenny, which right now seems a little bit difficult. But if he could, that might be a way to get into the game.
And you can see Virtus.pro, that fast tactic they had got shut down by Kenny. So instead of going back to it, they slowed things down. They say, we have an AWP as well. And when you have an AWP as part of your arsenal on an offense, it tends to slow down those tactics because you want to get time to see if that AWP can find a pick for you without being too aggressive, without risking too much. You want to see if your sniper can find you an opening kill to kind of make things easier.
Pasha and Bialy are waiting. Right on the other side is Kenny, and he is a little bit far pushed up. If they were to rush him down, that could end badly, but what a shot! Pasha out of the round.
That is an absolutely disgusting shot. High level of difficulty, but now look at Snacks. He's got the angle on a quick shot onto Apex. You can see out of Apex, he's rotating over, and that was actually supposed to be the smallest peek possible. We call it a shoulder peek. It's just to see if you can bait out a shot to then, mess up either, if the op, it takes a little bit to line up that second shot, but once it's baited out, he has a clear path into the site. It doesn't work, though.
So a bit of a shame for Envy again. They're getting really close to maybe taking this map away, but now Virtus.pro setting up. They only got 20 seconds. This is very little time to try and get in and get the bomb plant down. A little bit of insanity almost. Neo afraid that someone would push behind the flashbang. They've got to go right now. The Polish team, they're being way too slow. And Kenny picking up a kill. There's the bomb being dropped. Devil spraying down 7 seconds left. And Bialy going down, and that's going to be the round, definitely. Kenny with a double kill, but great team play coming out overall from Envy. Oh, this is...
Had to see that twice.
Too much, isn't it?
I mean, Snacks, that one's equally impressive to be able to react that quick. Very nicely done. But Virtus.pro now, you could see maybe not feeling too confident in what they're going up against. Kenny's been punishing them a lot lately.
They won 12 out of the last 16 rounds, is what that stat said. Remember, they started out 7-0 in favor of Virtus.pro. Now, they've finally taken the round lead at 12-11. And Envy need 4 more rounds to win the first map here on Train. Quite impressive for the French side. And Happy picking up a couple of easy kills there. They do a lot of damage to him, but should be a great round from here on out.
And importantly, falls back, survives, gets Devil in a position to help him out. Virtus.pro, they just have to go for this at this point. You can see 2 players down. One's going to try and get the bomb planted inside the smoke. Can he do it? That's huge. That's actually the entire goal of this round for Virtus.pro, is to get that bomb planted. That provides an extra $800 to every member of their team.
Yeah, even if they lose the round, and that's the point to bring up here. Money could be a deciding factor right now in what kind of weapons they're going to be able to buy. They're actually getting a lot of kills in here, but finally they do manage to make it through. So a hugely successful round coming out. Moses, you mentioned the idea of a tactical timeout. Now, Virtus.pro haven't taken one either, and I mean, we're getting close to the limit should they do one.
This is okay. They're only 2 rounds behind. The biggest issue for them is the money is built up. So when it gets to this late in the half and this late into a match, if you can reset the opposing team at this point when it's 13-11 and there's only 5 or 6 rounds left, then you have a huge advantage coming down to the stretch, coming down to trying to take this first map. But with the amount that's Envy's built up, with the amount of just flat-out strong wins they've had with 3 or more players surviving, that's not going to be possible. So Virtus.pro, back to the fast tactics.
Out in the open, but again, Kenny shotting down the first part of that push. He goes to repeat, can't see anything for the smoke, so he misses the shot. And they need more pace here, I think, Virtus.pro. They had the right idea, but now they're slowing down a little bit, and that's going to buy time for the rest of Envy to rotate in. He gets the leg shot, almost takes down Neo. Devil there to try and follow it up, and he's just going to block them off with the incendiary grenade. So now 2 kills happening in favor of Envy. A third one coming through there as Taz goes down the grenade. Well, if it hadn't been MBK, the grenade would have done it, and Bialy going to fall as well. My God, Envy. This, let's be honest, they haven't looked anything like this for the rest of the week.
No, they haven't looked anything like this for a long time. This is a really strong performance. And Olaf Kenny, every time Virtus.pro runs a fast tactic. Kenny's getting that first kill, and importantly, he's surviving after that, so he's not giving anything back. You could see Virtus.pro there, they're trying to wrap around this bomb site, and they're just getting corralled behind all the trains. And now we're seeing that tactical timeout. Now Virtus.pro has no more options left.
So what do you discuss at this point? The money for Envy is out of control, basically, so they're not going to be forcing any kind of an eco anytime soon. We know that they have to do this basically rifles versus rifles, so what's going on the team right now?
I think if you're Virtus.pro right now, you're probably actually are feeling a little bit confused because your fast tactics haven't worked, your slow tactics haven't worked, you're not even having success in the opening portions around. So what it comes down to, they need to find a way to either pick off Kenny or just isolate him. Use smokes, use flashes to blind him, to take him out of the fight. Do whatever you possibly can to make sure that he can't get that first kill and take your duel with the AKs versus the M4s.
Well, I mean, if you look at the position that Kenny's holding on the map, as we do have this great tool available to us, he's generally down in this area, which we call sort of Ivy or Alley down here, also extending down here. But so how do you get rid of him? I mean, there are 3 entrances. You've got the main entrance coming in. There's what we call Pop Dog we may get out here, and then a third one rotating in here. How do they zone him out?
What you can do, one way to do it is if you put any amount of pressure on Ivy, you throw some smokes, throw some flashes, distract his attention. Keep him looking down Ivy, but don't commit to it. That at least allows a window of opportunity for players from Terrace, from middle, for the offensive side of middle, to be able to throw flashbangs, to be able to throw smokes, and then cover themselves. You can set up basically a wall right in front of that Ivy that you called it, and you're able to get out.
So sort of a smokestack actually can be thrown from all the way up here, you're right. That could definitely be a way. They haven't really tried that much, have they?
No, well, the thing is, it's easier said than done, right? And especially as professional players, they see these kind of plays very, very frequently. They see them often. They know how to counter them completely. So even Kenny, he'll know the lineups through the smoke. So it is a little bit of a gamble when you're playing up against a sniper who's being this successful, who's this hot of a hand.
We do have the game resuming in 5 seconds here. This was Virtus.pro's tactical timeout to try and figure out a way to put an end to the French madness, which is practically overtaken the game. A little bit of a knife going into Bialy. That was some team damage being output. They don't have a sniper of their own, so they can't even challenge Kenny that way. He's in the exact same position again, which you'd think at some point would be sort of predictable, which might work against him, but they haven't been able to stop him.
Right, it's just so hard to stop. He's holding positions, he's holding very narrow angles, so any kind of peek as well from, if Virtus.pro's going to try and challenge him, the thing is, even though he's in the same general location, they have no idea which angle he's using to peek towards middle, towards Ivy, as we can see here. So Virtus.pro's got to be very careful. And with the amount of confidence that he's had in this match so far, he's going to remain aggressive. Pasha might be able to catch him off, but he's going to turn into a lurker. He's being very passive here. He wants to come into this tactic late. It looks like the bomb is going towards the inner site at the moment. So Pasha's going to be that player who tries to sneak and get a free kill for his team to help alleviate some pressure.
Kenny's taken up a position a little bit further back than he has been previously. They've left Devil, at least for the moment, alone in the B bomb site. So if there was an attack going on right this second, maybe that would cause an issue. But obviously, there's no way for the Polish side to know that. Instead, it looks like they're going down the ladder into Pop Dog here, and they're going to try and set up for an A execute. They're running through the smoke with the flashes going in first. They've got the whole bomb site smoked off a wall entirely. Neo charging through, but not checking that corner, and he's going to end up going down. They get the bomb plant, that's good, but they're 2 men down, and, well, no one dying for Envy. Virtus.pro, they're just not getting the kills in. This is obviously going to be their round. We're looking at map point here for Envy.
And you can see Pasha, his entire game plan was to be alive at the end of the round and to come in when everyone is focusing on his teammates. But they died so quickly. And here's the worrying sign if you're Virtus.pro. I mentioned they might just be stumped and not know what to do because their fast tactics got shut down, their slow ones didn't work out at all. This time they try and be creative in a sense that's almost tricky. And when you start bringing out trick plays, that means you're very desperate. And what they did is set up that wall smoke that we saw in front of the bomb train and try and run 2 members through it to try and catch off the defense. And that doesn't work whatsoever.
No, you kind of like the idea, but Envy just seem to be unstoppable at the moment. Happy, a little bit brave there, going for a similar type of play that we saw Kaz do earlier. Kenny going to be taking down Pasha. Now, can they get it back? Bialy's on the other side. Snacks does have the sniper, but he's going to fall to NBK, who was up on the train. So maybe if he had stayed alive, he could have taken out Kenny as he rotated back in. But now we're talking about a 5-on-3. And that spray coming through. Devil picking up two, dropping the bomb as well. Envy, I can't remember the last time I've seen them this dominant.
This is such a suffocating defense. Bialy, the last one left. Now they know exactly where he is, and he can't even get that kill. Nothing going right for Virtus.pro, and this is going to be, make no mistake, a massive upset on the opening map of this best of 3.
What a fantastic performance coming out of Envy. 16-11 on a map that Virtus.pro chose. Really, really exciting. Now, we've seen the players, they've been shooting guns in CSGO for a long time. We want to see how they would do with real guns. It's time for Locked and Loaded, presented by Arby's.